Good evening and welcome to our Tuesday night team training call. And tonight's a really special night because we have some awesome guests with us. Actually, you could call this three blondes and a brunette. So, um, you know, and tonight, actually, Jessica No, who's a Sapphire, Kameron Swank, which is an emerald, Kelsey Patterson, Sapphire, and myself. We're going to share a little bit of our stories and a few business building tips as to what it took us to get where we are, and sharing with you, hopefully, to give you another tool to put in your tool belt so you too can get exactly where you want to go in this journey. You see, I know that you wouldn't be on this team call if you weren't interested in what Plexus is or how to grow a business. So we hope to deliver that to you tonight. We want to make it as the best call we can, so we're going to jump right in. And the first person that's going to talk is Jessica No. Jessica, if you'll unmute yourself, share who you are, your story, and we can't wait to hear your tips.
Hey everybody, thank you guys for having us and for doing this. This is so exciting. I could not wait to hear your girls' testimony. And when I came back from Hawaii my first year, I had met Kelsey in Hawaii and I heard her testimony, and it seriously gave me chills. I was just so excited, and I'm so honored to have met you girls. I'm so excited. So I can't wait to hear your testimony too. But a little bit about myself. Like I said, my name is Jessica No. I'm a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus, and I have began my journey. It has been almost 4 years ago now. I went to a little meeting at Panera Bread one night after being repeatedly asked about Plexus, and I had kind of guys, it's not for me. I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's going to work. But I do hair too. I have 2 little kids, so I'm extremely busy. And I had a client come into the salon, and I was like, oh my goodness, how did you lose weight? You need to tell me, because we were kind of built similar, and I knew that I had struggled to lose weight and she had struggled to lose weight. And I was like, fill me in. And she's like, oh, it's that Plexus. And I'm like, what? Are you sure? And she said, yes, come to this meeting with me. So after I had been telling myself it's not going to work, I went with her to this little meeting, and there were probably 12 people there that night. But I don't know if you girls have heard these names before, but Sonia Dudley was there, Helen McFadden, and I think at the time they were both senior gold ambassadors, and now they're diamonds. So it just shows you where they were at when I joined. Michelle Thomas was there. She was a silver ambassador. And I went and I sat in the front row, guys, and I was so skeptical. Seriously. I sat there with my arms crossed, and I was just waiting for something to be like, look, I told you it didn't work. But I sat there and I listened to the testimonies in that room that night. And they were not just little weight loss testimonies or something. You know, everyone thinks Plexus is just weight loss. They were life-changing testimonies. There were some things that were little for some people, but they have literally changed their life. People were in tears sharing, and I was literally like, I need to try this. I have to try this. So being a hairdresser, people assume that I want to sell anything under the sun, which is not the case. I'd never sold, shared anything like that. And like I said, with my 2 little kids and my part-time hairstylist job, I wasn't looking for any extra income or anything to soak up any more time, because I literally didn't have any time. But I joined to become an ambassador that night, and I'll tell you why. I needed a discount. I needed the cheapest price possible, and that was the ambassador. I found out, it was the $34.95 for an entire year, and you make money on anything over $100, which was a no-brainer to me, because for my own products and my husband to take the products, we were making money back. So that's the only reason I joined. Like I said, still skeptical in my mind if the products would work for myself. But after hearing those testimonies, I knew I had to give it a try. So I began taking Plexus, and I noticed changes immediately. They were not huge changes with myself, but they were changes I was becoming a better mom. I felt like I had a little bit more energy. I could play with my kids. I could stay up longer. I could sleep better, like little changes I was noticing. So I began to share on Facebook, and I was like, you know what? This stuff is amazing. It was changing my family members' lives. I had my father-in-law, he jumped on board. He suffered from some sugar issues and his cholesterol and stuff, which the Plexus, the Slim, was able to help him. My nephew had some issues and he got on Plexus and he noticed amazing results too. So I started posting on Facebook, still never really intended on like working the business at all. I just wanted to share with my friends who were looking for something or for some relief from one of the products we have. So long story short, they jumped on board and my business just began to explode. I had never, like I said, I hadn't sold anything, I hadn't shared anything. So I really had a lot of personal growing to do for myself as a leader. I was becoming a leader. I had people joining me and I was still having to better myself. So it has been an amazing journey, you guys. I have made so many amazing friends. I hear testimonies every single day that will bring you to your knees in tears. I have goosebumps right now talking because of all the testimonies I hear. But you guys, this company is legit. It is real. The products are life-changing. I'm not kidding. If you're new and you haven't tried these products, get with whoever invited you on this call, because I promise they will change your life. I promise. And the business side of Plexus, you guys, I don't have very much time. I have my kids, I work, but it fits into the nooks and crannies of your life. If I am at the salon, I can put color on my client, I can pop back to my phone, answer a couple questions. I literally fit it where I can in my life, and it's amazing. I never dreamt ever that I would become a Plexus Jewel. When I went to that meeting, I never. But you guys, when I got my first paycheck, and $100 was enough to change my life at that time. $100. I got that first check. It was when we had real money, like paper checks. And I ripped it open. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got paid for helping people? What? I called my husband at work and I'm like, JR, it's like real money. Like, how did I make real money? Like just helping people. He's like, I don't know. So it's, you guys, it's so great. If I can do this business, you can do this business and you will not regret it. Not for a second. Just being a jewel and being a sapphire is just a dream come true. And like I said, I'm a mom who lives in an area about 2,300 people. It's actually a village. So people don't drive Lexuses and the Mary Kay cars and all that stuff around here. Nobody does that. So to do that is just really, really awesome, having that that Plexus Lexus and that testimony. It's just incredible. You go to the store and you can relate to almost anybody that you see out there is suffering from something in their life that we are able to help them with. And thanks to these products, that's why this company is doing so well. And it's truly amazing. I always tell people, if I sold candles or if I sold leggings, I would not be where I'm at now, because I wouldn't have that passion. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. To sell something and share something and be so passionate about it, you truly have to have a calling for it and a heart for it. And I truly believe that Plexus is where it's at. So that's a little bit about my journey, my testimony. It's really just been great. It's been amazing. And 4 years in, and it's wonderful. Some tips I have for you guys, things that I do. I'm constantly staying consistent. I am a product of the product. I take my products every single day. I let people know my testimonies too, which is good. They have to know like what all the products are doing for me, so maybe they can relate to them and the products would help them too. So I'm constantly positive. I stay positive. If I'm having a bad day, I don't post it on social media. If you might have saw my post tonight, you do know my kids didn't eat my dinner tonight, and they said all that. So that's about as negative as it gets. But I never let like people know that I'm having an awful day or anything like that. So I stay positive. I'm consistent. I'm constantly trying to grow myself, because I think a lot of that leadership, you know, you have to grow those skills. If you're not used to being a leader, then it's a lot of self-development. So I'm constantly working on myself as well. But staying consistent on social media, trying to get out there and doing little events for your team and meetings. Guys, if you're a brand new ambassador, don't be scared to do a meeting. When I had my first meeting here at the house, I knew nothing about Plexus. I guarantee I knew nothing. I only knew what the bottles said, and that's exactly what I did. I stood up in my living room, I held up the bottles, and I read the bottles. And you know what? It works. We all are growing together. We're learning together. Kameron's mom was one of my first ambassadors, and her mom joined for the business part of it too. Well, I didn't, but she did. And she wanted to know about the business. And I was like, I don't really know about the business. And she's like, what? So we were on the phone. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just go over the website together. So we went over the website together. It was right after I joined. And I'm like, you know what? Let's look at the compensation plan together. And we just went for it. So don't feel like you have to know what every single little detail means or every single little ingredient means. It will be fine. So that's a little bit about myself and my tips I have for you guys, but I'm so excited and you will love the products. And if you're looking for the business part of this, guys, don't be scared because you will absolutely love it. It's not comparable to anything else from what I've heard with other people business-wise. It will blow your mind. So thank you so much. And I believe next up we have Kelsey Patterson.
Hi, thanks, Jessica. Oh my gosh, you're so amazing. I adore you, and I think you know that. We actually met through our husbands at Hawaii. They have become friends. JR and now Nick's in the mix too. I kind of goes together, doesn't it? But they just love each other. It's really funny because at Leaders Retreat this year, my husband is walking around wanting to know where his friends are. And in fact, he wanted to make sure that he said hi today. So, you know, that's the fun part is that we're all involved and we get to be together. But anyway, I'm Kelsey Patterson. I'm 27 years old. And I am a Sapphire ambassador. And so here we go. So my mom, whenever she joined, she is the brunette of the group. She's almost as cute as us, but anyway, we'll let her in. Anyway, so she joined in December, and so we were down for Christmas, and we got to enjoy time with her, and she was bound and determined that my dad's going to lose weight, and I'll let her tell that story here in a little bit, but she told me, she said, Kelsey, this is the real deal. You need to join this company. This is really awesome. I think this could be really great for you guys. And you've put on some love weight. That's what I like to call it. I mean, we've been married for a year. I cook really good, guys. Like, pretty much the boss. Anyway, so I can cook really good. But like I said, we were married for a year. And so when Mom told me to join him, I'm one of those people that just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. I can do that. If you're familiar with the color personalities, I'm a blue and red. So blue is all about the fun and what we're going to do next. And so I am that person. And so I was like, you know what, let's do that. That sounds like so much fun. I can do this. This could change our lives. Like, we can really do this. We can lose the love weight. And I was like, oh, wait, I am married. So I talked to my husband and I told Kyle, at the time, I'm 23, by the way. And I talked to Kyle and I was like, hey, Mom's doing this Plexus thing. Remember we talked about it and saw it on Facebook. And I was like, I really think we need to do this. And he took me around and he showed me the pantry. And then he went and showed me, you know how like on the top of your fridge is where you store all your things. And so I had some other things that we were going to make a whole bunch of money and we're going to lose a whole bunch of weight and we were going to be healthy and wealthy, guys. And so those didn't work out quite like I planned. And so he took me around and he showed me and he was like, probably not doing this one, babe. you had a lot of fun with these, remember? He said, we're probably not doing that. But also at that time, we were poor. We, Kyle just graduated college. And I was in my second semester of dental hygiene school. I have a degree in dental hygiene, a bachelor's degree from OU. And he didn't think so. Guys, we were so poor. Like, I can't say it enough. We were in college. I can remember going to the grocery store and crying. I can remember sitting in my car and I had my coupons and I would cry because we didn't have enough money to buy the groceries that we needed. Not that I wanted, but that we needed. And so that's kind of where we started. That's why, all the stuff I was going to get us healthy and wealthy, because I knew that's not the way God had destined us to live. And I believed that he had so much more planned for me. But those just didn't work. Those routes just didn't work. But I knew there was something coming. I knew that, and I just claimed his promises over our life. But anyway, so I'll go on. So whenever Kyle told me no, I'm just a really good submissive wife. I really am. So I told him, you know what? Let's make a deal. Like, I don't really want to accept that, but I'm trying to be submissive. I mean, it's just the first year, guys. I mean, it takes a long time to be submissive, I think. Anyway, so I said, let's make a deal. My mom's got dad on this. And if dad can lose weight, anybody can lose weight. Anybody can lose weight. And you know what? He said, you're right. Because if your dad can lose weight, then anybody can lose weight. And so we watched. We watched for about a month. At the time, we lived 2.5 hours away from my family. My family's very tight-knit. So the next month, like I said, we didn't have much money, or I would have been down there probably every weekend. But the next month or so, I went down there, and my dad was losing weight. He lost weight. He felt good. He didn't have to have his nap. Like, those are huge things. Plus, he didn't want the box of Nilla wafers after supper. Guys, like, that was a big deal for us, because that's what my dad's always ate for dessert. Either, like, if he had real dessert, sometimes he came home and still ate the Nilla wafers, like serious sugar addiction. But anyway, so like I said, at the time we lived 2.5 hours away. So guess what I talked about for 2.5 hours? Because my dad was losing weight and he felt better. Talked about plexus. Guys, I didn't have a clue what I was talking about, but I knew that he had something that I wanted and I could make it work. And so I just talked about it for 2.5 hours. Kyle, whenever we got home, he handed me my computer and he said, here, sign up. I think he meant here, shut up. But, like I said, I'm really submissive. I'm really submissive. And so I said, you know what? I will. Thank you, honey, so much for being the leader of our household. But anyway, and so I got to join and I was so excited. And like I said, we wanted to join for weight loss, but we needed more than that. Guys, I was dealing with severe headaches that, like I said, I'm in dental hygiene school, that I would be sick from the headaches, but I still had to go to class because it's a real deal out there. And I couldn't knock that grade anymore. So that, and then I couldn't sleep. Once your body, you learn to sleep very little when you study all the time. And so it was normal and it wasn't healthy. And then my husband, he was dealing with around. It was to the point that my family kept medication at their houses for him to help him. So that's kind of what it looks like at our life. That's kind of what our life looked like before Plexus. And we noticed that these issues started resolving, that we were losing weight, that we felt better. And we were actually starting to look better. Like, I looked a lot better. The love weight was going away. We just had real love, not the weight love. Anyway, so like I said, I joined for the weight loss. I didn't join for the business. And so when that happened, you start losing weight. You start feeling good. Your husband's the man that is whole, and you're feeling resolve from things that you didn't realize that you could. You just took another pill and just sucked it up. But that's not what we were dealing with anymore. And so you couldn't help but tell somebody. Plus, I said we were so poor, guys. I could barely afford the $35. I couldn't afford $35, much less the welcome pack that I got. So I knew that I needed to tell some friends too, because I knew there was opportunity there. So I started telling people, and I just couldn't help it. I ended up reaching Sapphire in a year, which is definitely by the favor of God and just the excitement that He helped me have. But I wanted to give you guys some hope. Some of you are saying, well, Kelsey, that's so great. Your husband's so supportive and he gets it and things like that. Kyle didn't get it. My first check was under $100. And he looked at me and he said, really, Kelsey, this is what we're going to do? I said, yeah, this is what we're going to do. Guys, he didn't really jump on until I was about 10 months in. And he didn't understand until then, until I was an Emerald Ambassador. He didn't truly get it. So some of you are dealing with that, and it's okay. It's okay, because one, showing that you're committed and showing that you persevere and that you go and you do, and that is worth it. Like, prove it to yourself too. But I'll get a little to that. But I want to let you guys see what it looks like at our house. We own 55 acres. We have some mama cows, some baby calves, and some rodeo horses, of course. We built our dream home at, 26 years old. We got to build our dream home and move in. And that's something that, you dream of as a young adult, and you think this would be so great and this would be so awesome. But if you would have told me a year ago this is what my life was going to look like, I probably would have cried. I probably would have told you how mean and how you had, taken this from me. But sometimes God gives you something that you can't even dream about, that you can't even let yourself hope for. And that's what Plexus has provided. We've been to Hawaii. We've traveled a lot. And right now we're pregnant with our first baby. And that's something that is life-changing, but knowing that I'm going to get to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm going to be able to help mold our son into the man that God has destined him to be, is more important to me than my weight loss, than my husband's allergies, than anything, because I'm molding the next generation. And that's something that I'm able to do because of this amazing blessing. So I just want to get into a couple of my tips so that Kameron can tell her story and Mom can tell hers. But I want to encourage you guys to believe in yourself. Like I said, I was really young when I started this, and I remember calling my mom probably almost every day. I said, Mom, nobody's even liked my post on Facebook. Well, nobody's even talking to me about this. And whenever I learned to believe in myself and not put my perceptions of myself on someone else, it changed because I believed in me, and I believed I was worth it, that I had something that they needed and that they wanted. Whether they knew it or not, they wanted it. Whether they could admit it or not, they wanted it. And that's what I had to tell myself. I have affirmations that we say. We have affirmations over our child that's not born yet. That's how much we believe in it. That's what we say. Also, accountability. Like I said, I call my mom every day. Whenever I felt down, I reached up. Whenever you feel like, nobody's listening to me, nobody really gets this, reach out, because they've been there. We've been there. We've done that. It makes sense. We get it. And so reach out. Let us help you. Pull you up by the bootstraps. Put our arm around you and say, what? This is tough. But I've been there and I can do it. And if I can do it, then you can do it. If I can do it, then you can do it. Guys, I am just a country girl who had a little bit of belief and a little bit of, we just needed it so bad. We needed it so bad. For us, we needed it, but my friends needed it too. And guys, whenever you find that person to be accountable with, make sure that they're wanting and moving in the same direction that you are. Find that person that you can, someone that's going to help you stay on track, someone who's going to say, hey, I haven't seen you post today, or hey, I haven't seen you do this, or hey, I haven't seen you do that. That's going to hold you accountable. And so that's kind of what I have to say. Those are the two things that I feel like have really been huge for us. So without further ado, I would love to introduce Kameron Swank to you guys.
Yay. Thank you so much. Wow, your testimony is awesome. Thank you for sharing. This is so exciting. I'm so glad you guys welcomed us on your call. I'm Kameron Swank. I'm an Emerald Ambassador from Worcester, Ohio, and I joined almost 4 years ago too. I joined right after Jessica did, and like she said, we really didn't know anything about what Plexus was. All I knew is at the time I just wanted to lose a little bit of weight. I thought that's all Plexus was. We all know it's way more than that. I had recently had my second son when I saw her posting about Plexus, so I wanted to lose some baby weight. But prior to that, I was dealing with a lot of, right after I had my second son, I was 28 years old, and I was dealing with this discomfort throughout my body that really was debilitating me from being the mother and wife that I needed to be. It had gotten to the point where I couldn't even shower myself. We live right next to my parents. We built on my parents' farm. It's amazing. So luckily, my husband works second shift. So luckily, my mom was able to come over. I had a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old at home. And this discomfort throughout my body, I wasn't able to do things that I needed to do, like shower, like take care of my kids. I couldn't hold my 6-week-old baby. He was 6 weeks old at the time, not 6 months. It was so sad. Like I said, I was 28 and I just had never dealt with anything like that before. So when I started to feel that pain and that inflammation and the discomfort throughout my body, I just really didn't know what to do. So I ended up seeing a doctor and I got on, all the medicine and stuff that they wanted me on. So I was on that stuff when I started seeing Jessica post about plexus, and I joined because I wanted a discount, just like everybody else. I was cheap. I knew that I wanted to take everything and that my husband was going to do whatever I said. So we might as well join. So I joined. I got the biggest welcome pack that had everything for us to try. And I will say that, probably until I hit Emerald in this past May, my husband took the products every day, but I think he was still a skeptic until he really saw, he saw what it did for me, which I will go on with that. But so, I started taking the products and I started feeling good. I started having energy. That's something that I lacked. I was able to do things with my kids that I wasn't able to do a few months ago. So when I started learning more about gut health and the issue that I have going on and how it's directly linked, it all made sense. And so within 6 months, I just was feeling great. I was losing weight. I was being the mom that I knew I needed to be. When you're 28 and you can't even hold your newborn baby, you really feel, I'm a very positive and happy person as it is, but I definitely was really sad during that time. So it has done incredible things for me. Being a year on the products, I was able to start taking myself off of the medicine that I was on. I've now been on the products for 4 years. And I'm not taking anything else but plexus. The triplex and the ease capsules are what really, really helped me. Now I take everything just because I love it. But that is really what helped targeted my issues and just was really, really helped my gut get healthy so that I could be a mom and wife again. And the business side of it, oh my gosh, I had no intentions of even telling anybody that I was doing plexus, but when I started feeling so good and losing weight, I had to tell people. So, like Jess said, we were just kind of growing together and learning things together. But it worked. And, almost 4 years in, this is my little guy, Jensen. This is the one that I couldn't even hold when he was 6 weeks old. So he's 4 now. But it's just been incredible for our family. I have my master's in teaching and I definitely love teaching, but I love being home with my kids more. So now I get to stay at home with him and his older brother, and it's incredible. The business side of it. Just by telling people how much it's changed my life, I've had people who deal with the exact same issue that I deal with join my team because of that, and it's helped them almost 100% get rid of their symptoms. And that's why I do what I do. I will continue to share for the rest of my life because I want to help people feel good and just be able to live their life how they should. So it's just been incredible. We live on my parents' farm, which is amazing. And now it's something that it's been really warm here in Ohio this past week. So we've been getting outside with the kids and being like, when I look at where I am now with the kids, where I can go outside and I can run with them, I couldn't do that before. I can go to CrossFit classes now. I have been working out a lot with Jessica. It's incredible to see where I've come from. And I'm not saying that I don't ever have, some soreness, because like I said, we do live in Ohio. So one day it'll be 80 and the next it'll be snowing. And that does mess with my body, but it's improved so much. And I'm so grateful for these products, and I will always share them. And so that's one of my biggest tips, is to just share the products. If you don't have some big testimony, you don't need to wait to share them. We tell new people that come on, obviously they hear what it's done for us. If they don't have a testimony yet, go ahead and share ours. That's why I want, and I know we have to be a little compliant about what we say, which is why I'm not throwing out certain words. But I would love to even talk to people that have issues that I deal with. Even if you are going to the bathroom regularly or sleeping better, that is huge to some people. So you need to share it, because there are people out there struggling with those things, and just being able to do those things could be life-changing for them. So that's probably one of my biggest tips, is to don't wait to share. It's what we have is incredible, and the world needs to know about it. Jessica and I live about 25 minutes away from each other. She's a Sapphire, I'm an Emerald. And there are still people in our local town who, when we go to the store, they have never even heard about it. Are you kidding me? That's incredible. And like, just on the other side of town, we have 5 more Emeralds. So it's crazy that there's, people think, well, everyone knows about Plexus. No, they don't. So you need to get the word out and share and just be passionate. Like I know Jess was talking about, just being passionate. And I know that we all are, because it's just been so life-changing for us. And something also that we've been doing is getting out and talking to people, doing in-home, they could be called launch parties or sip and sees or whatever you want to call them. But I think just being there in person and being able to share your story and a little bit about the products is really beneficial. So we've been trying to work on those, and I think that they've been a huge success. So just stay consistent, stay positive, and tell everybody, because everybody needs to know about these amazing products. So I hope I didn't miss anything. Sometimes when I get going with my testimony, I just kind of blank out. So Jess will let me know if I missed anything. But so now, with no further ado, I would like to have Tammy Elmore. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Kameron. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Jessica. And this is why I say you got to stay plugged in, because when I sit here and I hear this, guys, I've heard all kinds of awesome stories, but it never gets old. It never gets old. It's just like plugging me in, and it's like, I tell people I'm unstoppable with what we have. And I'll tell you why, is because I have something that is changing people's lives. And so, I'm unstoppable. I don't say that to gloat. I say that to say, I'm going to help people, and I have something to do it. So if they don't want it, that's the ball's in their court. Anyway, Tammy Elmore, and I'm a mom of 3. 2 of them are grown. I still have a 16-year-old son, and I get to be a stay-at-home mom, something I desired to do for years and years. It just wasn't an option. I didn't see it as being one anyway. When Plexus found me, I was a high school math teacher. I taught at night at the local community college, and on the weekends, you would find me doing something there, probably announcing a rodeo or something like that. I was always doing something for extra money. People hired me. I was a hard worker, and so I wasn't allergic to that. So it was not hard for me to find ways to make money, but I'm telling you, it just seemed like there was never enough. And I have to tell you this too. I don't know if I told you or not, but I'm a Diamond ambassador with the company, and I went to Diamond in 10 months. And I only tell you that to say that I've held my rank since that time. And this has been life-changing for not only me, but whenever you get to be, at the jewel status, there are thousands of people that join your team. And so you see, yes, it's changed my life, but the most rewarding part of it is that I get to do this with my family and friends and my new friends that I didn't know before Plexus. Now that's pretty rewarding. So anyway, I was working all the time. And, I guess maybe silently suffering financially. I didn't go around telling everybody, like these girls have shared, they're positive. I don't go around talking about, the lack of money, or I didn't go around talking about, the negative. Nobody ever prospected me. And so I didn't ever tell anybody no, because nobody ever asked me. And I always have to throw that out there, because who do you know that you haven't talked to about Plexus that it just might change their life? In the process of it changing their life, they're going to change thousands of lives, and it's going to change your life, because you're going to get to watch it, and financially, is going to take you to a place of freedom. So who is it that you know that you haven't shared plexus with? I bet you've got people on your list for whatever reason. I wonder why nobody prospected me. Anyway, and I found it on Facebook, and I watched it. I was intrigued, but really, I wasn't going to be selling anything, and I didn't think so, but I was intrigued, so I watched. And then finally, and Kelsey kind of told it, I bought the products initially for my husband. And that's like a God story, because who buys products for their husband and the husband actually takes the products? I don't know about your house, but when I come home with a great idea, usually until he decides it's his idea, it's not that great. But anyway, he took the products, had great results. He did lose some weight, but he also had all of these other things that were happening, like the discomfort you were talking about, Kameron, it went away. There were just all kinds of things, and I'm going, oh my gosh, all these things that I was watching happened to other people. They were happening in my house. And so it was like, Kelsey, you got to do this, and it wasn't just Kelsey. I told that too. I mean, actually it was anybody who would listen, because when you have something really awesome whatever's awesome that's going on in your life, isn't that what you talk about? And so, if I got somebody and we were just a girlfriend or whatever talking, I talked about what had happened. And the coolest thing is that, not everybody jumped on the bandwagon with me. I still have people that will say, okay, so I have a friend that messaged me one day. She said, it looks like I missed the ship, but maybe I can get on the boat, because she'd watched and she told me no. And then she's like, oh, I think I better do this. And, but it's been life-changing for us health-wise in every way. Every single person in my family has a health testimony. And I believe that can happen for every single person that you in your family, and every single person, they just have to take the products. Maybe be coachable, give it a chance. So, I believe you can't convince me that we don't have something that's life-changing. And you can't convince me that we don't have something that's a financial blessing. Initially, guys, I was in a dark place financially. So I just wanted everybody in my house to take the products. I just want to get them paid for. That's really all I thought I was going to do. And I believed I could do it because I saw that the products worked. You see, I already had that belief in the beginning. And so I just started sharing. And this is what I say, and this is what I tell everybody: earn while you learn. And I know that all you girls have talked about how you didn't know anything at first. I mean, I'm talking I didn't know. But what I had was excitement and passion. And I believe people will do things for excitement and passion and the what if it helps me before they're going to do it because they've read the ingredients or because I've got a badge that says I can name all the ingredients in every product. I probably couldn't even have told you every product we had in the beginning, but I knew we had something. It was without a cheat sheet, like what you were saying, Jessica. I didn't know, but I knew I had something, and I just shared it with people. So it's been life-changing. Kelsey told you her testimony. Kelsey's my daughter. And, God, I just wish this for all of you, that you can do this with your friends and your family. And make new friends with Plexus. I've made some of my dearest friends through Plexus that I've learned, and some of you are on this call tonight, and it just thrills me to death to see you here. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about, how I did it. And I've kind of shared with you. I just think it's excitement and passion. It's relationships. It's caring about people. And whenever I tell you that I went diamond in 10 months, it wasn't about 10 months. It was about a lifetime. When these girls told you how old they were, I'm a lot older than them. I'm telling you, I am a lot older. And so I've had a lifetime of building relationships. And so I've done lots of different things. I've worked in different occupations. I was a high school teacher when Plexus found me, but I hadn't always done that. So I'd done different things. My family, we rodeo, as Kelsey mentioned. So I've traveled a lot and made lots of friends that way. So relationships, caring about people. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so when it's not about selling anybody anything, and it's not about putting $1 in my pocket. It's about helping people, change their lives in whatever capacity it is that they want. Now, I do share that way, but there's 3 things we have, and we have gut health, right? We have health, we have weight loss, and we have a financial opportunity. So I do try to assess people with that. And so if somebody is looking for a financial opportunity, sometimes they can't hear me about the products until I tell them I can help them financially. If they feel like they have no money, then I've got a way for them to make money. And whenever they can hear that, then they're going to have some hope for the products. Does that make sense? Sometimes, we're targeting people for something they can't relate to, and then they turn us off. So make relationships with people. I love this acronym, and it's FORM, FORM. And this is something that you need to know about people. F is family. Do you know anything about their family at all? O is for occupation. Do you know what their occupation is? What they do for a living? R is for recreation, what they're interested in, okay? Those are all things. If you know those things, then it's time to message them. It's time to give them what you have. So, cold calls are a great thing, but I think a cold call for someone, like if you're going to message someone, I would want to know those things about them before I cold call them, because if I've not talked to them in 20 years and I just send them a Facebook message that says, hey, I bet you saw my Facebook post where I'm doing Plexus. Well, they probably haven't. And, and they're going, she's trying to sell me something. So, their family, their occupation, and what it is that they're interested in, their recreation. I'm probably going to have interacted with them. If we were friends 10 years ago, then I'm probably going to be sending them a Facebook message and a private message even about a message that I saw on Facebook about their kids. Guys, it's all about connecting. It's all about relationships. Are you connecting with people? Or are you trying to sell them something? Believe in people. Tell them how much you believe in them and how much you believe you've got something that could help them. One more thing. Somebody talked about a skeptical, maybe Kelsey was talking about a skeptical husband. My husband, I really haven't had trouble with him being skeptical, but I have a daughter, my middle daughter, Riley. When I started Plexus, she sent me a message and she said, Mom, if you put one more of those posts up, I'm going to block you. And I thought, for just about this long, I thought, oh, I'm probably bothering people. And then I really think I got a message from somebody asking me about Plexus in that time that I was thinking that. And I was thinking, you know what, girl? You just watch and see. I've got something that's changing people's lives. So I didn't let her stop me, but I can't tell you that there wasn't that moment that I thought, maybe she's right. But so there's going to be those moments that you think I'm bothering people. So like, I think it was Kelsey that said, get with your upline and talk to them and let them help you to realize what you have, to encourage you, to give you some tips and just to help you along. I know that all of us could be on here for a really long time sharing what Plexus has done for us and what we think that are the best tips we could give you. But I'm just going to tell you, I think it's relationships, it's excitement, it's caring about other people. I really don't think, I think that's it. Believing in what you have, telling your story, telling other people's stories, and always never pass up a time. One more thing. Can I give you one more tip? One more. Just I'm just telling you, I'm done after this. I promise. Don't hang out. One more. Okay, so like, everywhere you go, such as, okay, so you're in the line at Walmart or Target or wherever, and you're checking out, and do you speak to them or are you on your phone when you're doing that? Do you talk to anybody around you or are you on your phone? It's real tempting to be on your phone, okay? Because like if this is your business where you got to have relationships with people. So, talk to maybe the people in line, but usually the person that's working, guess what? They're usually tired. Most of them don't like their job. And so guess what I have? Yeah, you guessed it. And so, it's like not just the formalities though, whether you're getting in a car with an Uber driver, entrepreneurial, mindset there. I'm telling you, whatever you're doing, have a conversation with people. I'm telling you, ask them about what it is that they're doing. They're gonna ask, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm great. How are you? I see that you are an Uber driver. Do you love your job? And he's going to tell me about it. And they're probably going to talk about time freedom. That's what Uber drivers do. At the lady at the checkout at Walmart, I'm going to say, and you guys are so busy. It's almost Valentine's. I bet that whatever the next holiday is, you guys are way busy, aren't you? Yes, it's been horrible. And it's like, oh, you are so tired. Have you always done this for you? A lot of times they're going to ask me what I do. Oh, I love it. And so when they tell me what I do, it's like, and they're going to ask, I'm going to say, Plexus, have you ever heard of it? And no, you haven't. Oh my gosh, girl, you would love it because I can tell you are needing some energy, And so, and with your personality, I know this is my waiter or waitress. With your personality and your work ethic, I'm telling you, you need to look at what I have. People love someone that's fun. People love someone that's going to chat. They're going to tell them how awesome they are. I don't care who you are. Everybody needs a little encouragement. So encourage people, even the people you don't know. Nobody ever prospected me. Jessica, thank you. Wow, you're awesome. I mean, I cannot wait for convention because we're going to chat at convention. But I loved what you said because you weren't interested. You weren't interested. But when did you get interested? It was weight loss that got you.
Yep, it was the weight loss. As soon as I saw that she was losing weight, I'm like, if you can lose weight, I can lose weight.
But see, what I love about it is that you weren't interested necessarily in the finances because you didn't have time to work something else. So if I would have been talking work to her, then she wouldn't be interested, okay? But that weight loss got her. Okay, so that was really cool, right? All right, and then Kelsey, well, she needed a financial opportunity, and yes, they were fluffy. I was looking for that picture. I took a picture of her after they'd been married, and I mean, she was full. And she was so mad at me, but I said, that picture has made you thousands of dollars, girl. Anyway, so it's been lots of fun. But what was I going to say about you, Kelsey? Anyway, I'm just so thankful that she's done it. And Kameron, why did you join?
Well, like Jess had said, my mom and I joined together. She was doing my mom's nails or toes or something at the salon. And so they got to talking, and mom and I pretty much together. So I was like, well, yeah. And had I known how it worked, I would have had mom join under me, but I joined under her. So she's the senior Ruby ambassador, and it is awesome doing it together. So I know what you guys are talking about. So we all just kind of learned together, and that's just how I saw Jess posting, and mom and I were like, let's do it.
But you wanted to lose a little weight. Your mom was looking for a business opportunity. Guys, who do you know that's not interested in making a little extra money?
Right.
How about a lot of extra money? Yep. And I'm telling you, I have a degree and I have lots of experience in the business world as well as an educator. I wasn't going to get rich, but I'm telling you, it didn't matter how many jobs I worked. It didn't matter who I worked for. I was never going to be able to even dream about making, what the opportunity for Plexus, for working for 10 years. If you have to work this business for 10 years in order to grow it, to be at a jewel status of emerald or sapphire or diamond, wouldn't it be worth it? I could have worked my entire life and never been able to make 6 figures a year as a high school math teacher in the state of Oklahoma. It just wouldn't happen. So it's worth it. Guys, set your goals, put your blinders on, and know that you have something that can change your life and your friend's life. Thank you so much for being on the call tonight. It was awesome. I'm going to pray for us, and then we're going to get off. Kameron, look me up at convention. I want to chat. All right. Father God, thank you so much for this day, for your opportunities, Lord. I just thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to do what we do. I thank you for Plexus, and I thank you for those products, Lord, that are just changing people's lives. I thank you for the business opportunity that's changing people's lives. I thank you, Lord, that with Plexus, the job requirement is to be the best me that I can be. So, Lord God, I just thank you for each person here. I pray that you would just expand our territories. You would place people in our paths that need and want what Plexus have to offer. Just let us be bold, Lord, bold in who we are in you and knowing that we have something to help people. So in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, guys. So I'm going to turn this recording off.